Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Sanders, and this is Watch Outside. This is sort of a special broadcast, I guess, a special video. This is the winners of the 2023 Grand Prix. Now, what I did this time, I sort of put my mouth where my money where my mouth was, so to speak. I chose a number of these as part of the Grand Prix picks. I always enter it. Now, this year, I got 100% of those that were in the running. In other words, those that nominated, everyone I picked was also nominated. Well, because I picked them for nomination or because they made nomination doesn't mean they're going to win. So what I did is that I took everything and I put them in pairs. The one on the left is one I picked, and the one on the right is the one that won. As you'll see, usually they're different. But let's take a look at them really quick. Here's the first group. The ladies group, I picked Hermes to win. The Piaget won. It's one I can't complain about, really. For the ladies' complications, the Anderson Geneve was the one I picked. It's a world timer, and but the one that won was called the Dior. Oh boy, it's the Grands were. It's a Dior. I'll put it that way, from Dior Montrez. For the men's watch, now this is really weird. They didn't have a men's winner listed. I picked the De Bethune and didn't seem to do anything, but two other watches in that same category, the Simon Brett and the Ferdinand Berthaud, they both won. So, what can I say? Ferdinand Berthaud was the one I picked for the Grand Prix winner. So, I don't know how that goes. Now, the men's complication, I was pretty sure it was going to be Caribou and Lana, and it was. So that was one I won. Now, for the next group, for the iconic group, which I picked Brightly, the Ulysse Nardin one, the Freak One. Freak One is a sort of an really interesting watch, and it seemed to be more in the complications category than it would be in the iconic category, but it won. Congratulations to him. Laurent Ferrier won the Tourbillon. I also picked that. Beauvais 1822 won the Calendar and Astronomy, and I also picked that. Now, the mechanical exception, I picked the Audemars Piguet, but it won the grand prize. So they didn't have any winner in the mechanical exception, just like in the men's category. Something in that category won something else, and so they didn't give it to who was ever the runner-up in that category. They'd never done it this way before. What they would do in the mechanical exception, if one of them won the grand prize, like the Audemars Piguet did, they'd give it to somebody else, but they'd give it to another one in that same category, but this time they didn't. So I don't know whether that counts as a winner or not. Okay, going right along, Peterman Badut. Now this is one, the chronograph. There are a couple of young guys, and I think that they had been in once before, and I think they won an award for being the up-and-comers or something like that. And I'm glad they won, because I think they deserved it. They had a great watch. The sports watch was, how did a Tudor beat a Gronfeld? Well, first of all, in the Grand Prix, if you look over the last several years, Tudor has to win something. I think there's some rule, and the judges take a look at it and say, well, we got to put Tudor in here somewhere. So they put in the Pegasus, or not Pegasus, what's it called? The Pelagos. Anyway, now for jewelry and artistic crafts, I chose both Van Cleef and Arpels and lost both of them, usually because I found out in the past that if you bet against Van Cleef and Arpels, you lose. I should have bet against them. Bulgari won the jewelry prize. It was a women's, looks like a cuff. And for artistic crafts, Piaget, I put in Van Cleef and Arpels, and to tell you the truth, it wasn't. I mean, it's more of a little too gaudy. And the Piaget, artistic crafts this time around just didn't have. I didn't think the best watches, but Piaget won, and good for them. And same thing with Bulgari on the other one. Now, in this category, the Petite Aiguille, at least among the people who were in the Grand Prix picks, Christopher Ward was by far the favorite, so everyone's going to be happy. I somehow thought, well, I didn't, for some reason, I thought, well, they're not going to make it in that category, and so I picked Louis Herod. So anyway, I'm glad to see Christopher Ward won because that watch is a very cool watch and I like it. In the challenge category, I was very, very surprised. Raymond Weil is usually sort of at least it sees itself, I think, a little more upscale than in the challenge category. On the other hand, Studio Underdog, I thought, had by far the most interesting watch in that category. Now, like I said, all of these I had picked for nominations, and so I'd done pretty well. But boy, I tell you, in picking the winner, I didn't. Um, the clock category, I picked Van Cleef and Arpels. Getting lost again. Poor Van Cleef and Arpels didn't win any of them this time around. Instead, a very interesting clock East thing is called Fast Time 2 Chrome Le P 1839. This is a sports car thing, so it won and not me. The final group of one. Now these are not in what I call not entered categories. These are categories that you didn't put in for. You put in but they did have prizes for them, like the Audacity prize went to another clock, Maison Alchie. So that was another. I lost twice on the clock. Chronometry prize, Ferdinand Berthold won that, and they well deserved to win that one. Horological Revelation, Simon Brett, another one. The designer who did the design for that, Mathieu Allegri, also designed the Reek watches. The Innovation Prize, Hotulence, big surprise. There is innovation. That's the thing is, I don't know. I think Hotulence is one of those things I've been saying. Look, that watch, you can find them on the secondary market. You can find them used for a fraction of the MSRP, and they're really good watches. But most people don't like sort of that TV shaped dial on it, but they're excellent watches. I'm glad it won. They're also part of the same company that owns H. Moser et Company, which is one of my favorite watches. Now, the special jury prize went to two people who I both admire and like very much. These are the two founders of the Independent Watch Group, Vincent Calabrese and Sven Anderson. Both of them, long time. I don't know if either one of them has ever won a Grand Prix award, but boy, they both have done enough to do it. Now, as far as the Grand Prix is concerned, Audemars Piguet won again. They won a couple years ago as well. It was really funny. Audemars Piguet has won more Grand Prix awards than any other company, except for the first 20 years, they never won the Grand Prix. And finally they did. Now they won it again. So congratulations to Audemars Piguet. Anyway, I will be going through all of the entries into Grand Prix picks and see pick the winners, and they're going to get a free watch. The ones who pick the Grand Prix and the ones who pick the most winners. Probably wasn't me this year. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you have to have to say what you think about these. It's an opportunity to subscribe if you like. Until next time, this is Bill Standard for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.